This is your buddy alertwolf here to bring you another video. This is a tech video, and I'm going to give you my review of my Kyberlight Saber. Now this is it. This is the Saber. You have a 2-button system. First button turns it on. Second one scrolls through all the colors, and then it turns it off. And then you could just turn it off the same way. You also get the, if I could get this to come out, flash on crash. And that is the basic functionality of the Saber. Now, the blade itself comes with a lifetime warranty. It has a screw-off tip, which is angled, And as a matter of fact, let me just screw it off and tell you about it. Deep thread to prevent it from escaping on you. It's mirrored with a hole in it, and what this does will shine the line back at you, back into the shaft, only allowing a small bit of it to hit the tip and illuminate the tip. So that if you're pointing it at somebody sees a very bright tip. I know how that all sounds, folks. Just let it go. Let it go. Now, what makes this Saber great is it's an all-in-one. This Saber is like a Swiss Army knife. Now, basically, this is a modular Saber system that they have installed in the Kyberlight model. Basically, from the emitter or the guard to the grip to the pommel or the rear, it all is designed to be removable and exchangeable, which you could just very easily do something like that, and you have a different bottom. Different tops such as this. I mean, if you want to see all the accessories I got with this, please check out my other video that I did. It's running around about the unboxing. So actually in 2 spots, Kyberlight I gave permission for Kyberlight to put it out on their own channel. So the video you'll see, if you look around, there's 2 different, or the same video twice on 2 different channels. Basically, the Kyberlight version doesn't have it just has a thumbnail generated by the video, and mine has the alertwolf's logo on it with a saber coming out. I did some work on the thumbnail. Now, basically, the other 2 parts, what you have to do to remove it is basically you get your trusty Allen key here, and you just unscrew, and then that's pretty much it. This is the screw that holds in the emitter. But what happens is the screw that holds in your blade, you have to remove as well, because it's also holding in the emitter, but the emitter is super, super tight. Now, I'm going to just show you really how simple it is to change this stuff. Now, they give you a baggie full of screws because different parts, if you look, different parts may be secured in a different way. So you do have a thumb screw for the smaller, thinner emitters. You can tell this is super thick, and it's made of metal. This thing is not going to break on you. Now, as I said, the blade itself is lifetime warranty. The Saber itself is I believe the electronics are warranted for a year, and the idea of you somehow breaking the frame, it's made of aircraft grade aluminum, you're not going to break the frame, and I doubt you'll break the electronics, and everything in this system is super modular, from the motherboard to the daughter board, and I'm not going to open up the electronics on this video. There are other videos out there that will show you what the electronics look like. I do not feel like doing it. I have no reason to go in there. But you could do things like, if you're comfortable, like disconnect the speaker, because at the moment there is no way to mute it. So if that bothers you, you can disconnect it. Now, I'm not going to turn it on, but there is your, you can see in there, inside there is your LED. Now, if you notice there's a grip for it. Now, some people complain that their Saber was a little sharp around the edges. My Saber isn't, so I don't have issues where having the naked Saber without one of these is going to mess me up. So if you like it, you can, on mine at least, I can rock it. So I'm not going to count that against it. Even though I've seen other reviewers review something, give it a different look, or give it a different reason, basically, because theirs doesn't do it. But now, this comes with a cover tech wheel, so that you can connect it to a belt clip or a cover tech belt clip. I chose not to, because I don't have the clip currently. So, and I think I don't like it. My wife has the other. This actually came in a set of 2. My wife has it on hers because she enjoys it. Me, I don't know. I never liked it. I find it takes away from it. But to each your own. That's the great thing about this system. You could literally customize it to be whatever you want it to be. If I could just find the hole. There we go. Now, the other thing about this is, it's great. It's built for dual, so you can really have at it. Now you get gloves for. You get gloves for it, and they actually, you get it from part of the Kickstarter. However, I did not, because my Kickstarter, that they forgot it on the packaging, so they're gonna just ship out a couple of new pairs, and that's not a big deal. I mean, you could do it without it, but if you're serious into the dueling, you definitely have the gloves. But right there you have it. There it is. I mean, how cool is that? And just like that, this thing in a few minutes. I mean, it would have been faster if I would have been talking to you guys about it. It's basically another Saber. Now, if you feel this is a little too tight here, because this almost kisses the blade, basically, it is adjustable. There's adjustments you can make here to adjust it a little, and you can probably bend it a little yourself, but I think it looks fine. I don't see a problem with it. Put that screw in there. And, now if you're wondering, if you want to be able to change these more on the fly, you could probably pick yourself up a slightly smaller set screw. Now for the bigger emitters like this one, there is a smaller set screw that they give you for the smaller emitters. So you could just switch it to the smaller one. So for the big one, if I wanted to, I can make it so that the set screw works, and when I unscrew the set screw, I could just simply pop this out and just keep going. But now, there you go. And there it is. It looks real cool. Hell, I rock the purple with this guy. Now, let's get into some criticisms. The blade itself has no diffuser. And because it has no diffuser, other than the natural color of the blade, you're not going to get you won't get an even an even distribution of light all the way through. You'll notice it starts off really bright here, and then it'll taper off. You'll get that reflection on the top, so you'll get that. In the lowest level lighting, however, you won't even notice it because the blade itself will be very illuminated. But in any slight lighting, you will notice it. What I will say is, I think the reason why they did this is because you have a lifetime warranty on the blade. I've seen people's sabers where what they used to diffuse it, the companies, have come unglued because it's basically something that's glued around the tube, and that's kind of ruined the effect. So, and I think because that's something that they didn't want to deal with the lifetime warranty, they didn't do it. So all you really have to do is pick up something that you can use to diffuse it if you wanted to do it yourself, or pick up another saber blade from a different company when you want to display it more. Lover, if you just want to just have at it, this guy was cool. I also have a bunch of day blades. They have the same issue, but they look really cool, and they do what they're supposed to do. The price. Now this comes at like, you can get the night level, which comes with a different pommel, and it comes with this sleeve and a different top for about $250. For $300, you get basically half of the accessories that I showed you on that other unboxing video, and it comes with a bunch of accessories. Basically, the purpose of this guy is just to switch it around. Now, when I bought this, I was under the impression that maybe it feels like because these pieces, some of the bigger pieces are pretty thick, it feels like a much bigger saber. I mean, the biggest version of the saber is probably something like this because it elongates that, but it cuts down on the blade side. So, it all evens out. You're not really getting a bigger blade, but it feels that way. And when I compared it to Ultra Sabers, it's about the same size as an Ultra Saber blade. Saber Forge is a little thinner, so it's a little bigger than a Saber Forge blade, but in comparison, it's about the size of an Ultra Saber, so it's not as big as I thought it was, and that's a good thing. But it is big enough to be two-handed, and I really like the idea of a two-handed blade. So, as I said, the other criticism I may have is the sound fonts are very basic, very much what you may find at your local kids store on a kid's saber. You know what I mean? Like a Toys R Us lightsaber that makes noises. And there's no sound mixing, so one font activates and another font turns on and off. It's not like it's gonna hum the entire time, and as you swing, the swing sound will kick in over with the humming in the background, or vice versa, or the flash and crash. And it's basically one will activate, then the other activate, and another activate, and that's all right. Now they did say that eventually they're going to come out with another soundboard, and when they do, they're going to add on a lot of the features that this is missing. And there's no like in a Saber Forge blade, which has a lot of customability as far as not the sound fonts, but how you want, like if you want your light to pulsate, or to do this or to do that, to mimic a real blade. There's none of that on this, and that stuff will be released probably later on as an additional add-on. See, the great part about the Saber is it's completely modular, so even if you bought the prototype, or not the prototype, but the first blade, when the new stuff and electronics come out, they will be selling it separately, and it's very easy to do because it's only a few screws. The other thing I'll mention is I noticed there's a difference between my blade and my wife's blade as far as light quality is concerned. Now, what I noticed is her blade, the greens are brighter, and maybe my blade, the reds are brighter, or the blues are brighter. I can't tell which is the dominant color. But that changes our two blades slightly, because we have the same colors. There are 20 colors to choose from on this blade. When you cycle through them, you're gonna get some blades that some colors are just gonna look different. So her greens are going to look more vibrant than mine. However, my yellows look better because there's less green in it. Hers looks like it starts to be yellow and then gets a little green on it. It's like a yellow green because the green's up too high. I don't know if hers is up too high or mine's isn't. Mine is down too low or what have you. Now, does this bother me? No, not at all. It actually makes it kind of cool, believe it or not, because that means even when we have the same colors, they're not really the same, making it feel like our sabers are unique. So I actually really dig that, and I'm not bothered by it. I'm sure this is just a first run issue, and it's a calibration thing when they were setting the colors. That's all it is, because these are I think they're tri-LED. I don't believe they're quad core, but I could be wrong. Now let me get to you the final grade. So on durability of the blade, this thing is A+. On diffusion, it's a little bit lacking. On customization, uncomparable. For the total price, for what you're spending on this blade, even if you get the basic package, what you're getting with it, and the ability to go in there for 20, 30, 40 bucks, for less than $100, you can go back in there and really get the 3 pieces you want, and customize your blade accordingly so you have a lightsaber that is of your own design. And it really gives you that feeling that you are a Sith or a Jedi, that because they build their own sabers and they have their own designs. And this, for the money, hands down, is the best deal on the internet. Now, you'll find prettier sabers on Saber Forge or Vader's Vault. You go up there in the price, and you will find good-looking sabers with a lot of options, but none of them will be modular. I mean, they do have both Saber Forge and Ultra Sabers has a modular system, not at this price. And you can't get the multi-blade colors. You can't get the sound with it at this price. So for the money, and there's a coupler that turns this guy into a double blade, and you see that in my other video. So I'm getting long-winded, but for the money, there is nothing else on the market like this, and gives you everything. This is the Swiss Army knife of lightsabers. Now, does it all the functionality? Is it perfect? No. Does it do everything extremely well, is what I'm trying to say. The answer to that question is no. But does it do everything good? The answer to that question is yes. Everything it does good enough that when you combine the packaging, you're getting a great saber. And that's what I mean. So I would rate this saber for value. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. For durability, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. For customability, I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. And the reason for that is just because we cannot customize the lighting options on pulsing or not pulsing. We cannot customize currently the sound and the Soundfonts. However, these are options that are designed to be built into the unit later on once they become available, and that they could be switched on the fly. You could just switch out that motherboard. So it is customizable. So 4 out of 5 on that. And there you go. You're just not going to get anything like this. And I've talked enough about it. Very cool. And I mean, it's just a really good product, and great if you're just getting into the sabers. I have a buddy of mine. He is deep into it. He has like 6 or 7 sabers, man. And what I have here is whenever I get bored of a saber, I just change the way it looks, and then I have a new saber. I don't need to buy another saber to get another saber. I just, I don't feel like red today. I feel like black today, and then bam, this is a completely different saber. So there you go. But now there is going to be a comparison video I'm going to be putting out. It's going to be on the Council of Fandom banner, brought to you by alertwolf. and where I'm going to compare, me and my buddy George are going to compare this saber with sabers from Ultra Saber, Saber Forge, and Park Saber, which is one of the original sabers in the game, an early saber. And you'll just see the evolution of design and the difference between the companies, and we'll give you that as a comparison video a little later on, maybe sometime in the next month. I just got to get together and book the video, and we're going to also be starting up our maybe a sister channel, which will be the Council of Fandom, where we're going to do videos and podcasts and live radio type deal. Just stay tuned. I'm going to keep you guys informed of it. When it comes out, you're going to dig it. It's going to be all about comic books, anime, horror movies, Star Wars, Star Trek, sci-fi, you name it, we're going to get into it. All right, so that's enough out of me. So click it up if you like it, comment if you must, subscribe if you can, and please share the video with your friends. And in the description below, before I forget, you're going to have a link to the Kyberlight Saber people. I'm going to put their link in the description. So if you like what you saw here today and you think it's for you, go out and buy it. I don't know, they're not paying me for any of this. So this is not me, selling the product for you. But this is, if you like it, go get it. And this is your buddy Alert Wolf, signing out.